Hello students, welcome to J Science Hub. Today we are going to study about digestive system. In the previous video we studied up to stomach, right? So in this video we are going to study about the digestive process which take place after stomach. By answering three different questions, we are going to discuss the rest part of the digestive system. What happens to the semi-digested food particles which enter into the small intestine? How the small intestine is efficiently absorb the digested food particles? What is the function of large intestine? So let's enter into the video. So in the previous video we studied up to stomach, right? From the stomach, chyme containing partially digested proteins, digested and undigested carbohydrate, undigested lipids, water, minerals and vitamins are released into the proximal part of small intestine. It is known as duodenum. Duodenum is a C-shaped proximal part of small intestine. In this duodenum, two ducts are open. They are pancreatic duct and bile duct. Pancreatic duct brings the pancreatic juice to the duodenum, which is secreted by pancreas. Bile, which is secreted by liver and stored in gallbladder, is carried into the duodenum through bile duct. The chemical digestion of food mainly take place in the small intestine. It's mainly inside the duodenum. Okay, the pancreatic enzyme as well as the intestinal enzymes involved in this digestion. Pancreatic juice which secretes by the pancreas should bring into the duodenum. Okay, so it contains three main enzymes. They are trypsin, amylase and lipase. Bile contain bile pigments, bile salt, bicarbonate ion and water. So now you have to understand the intestinal juice, pancreatic juice and bile together mix with the food in the duodenum. So when it mix, this bile is broken down the lipids into small droplets. This process is known as emulsification. Okay, so now the lipids, which is larger molecule, is turned into small droplets, right? So it increases the surface area for the action of enzymes. Intestinal juice is secreted by the intestine. Okay, it contains the enzymes which convert the disaccharides into monosaccharides. They are maltase, sucrase and lactase. Other than this, peptidase and mucus will be present. Mucus lubricates the food and then ease the passage of food materials along the gut. It protects the inner lining of gut wall. This mucus is essential because it helps to protect the intestinal wall, which is made up of protein, from the protein digestive enzymes. Due to the action of bile, emulsification take place, right? So these lipids which presents in small droplets form undergoes the enzymatic reaction, and due to the action of lipase, it convert into fatty acids and glycerol. We know fatty acids and glycerol are the basic structural units of lipids. Okay, so we can consider the lipid digestion is now completed. Trypsin converts the remaining protein into polypeptides. Amylase presence in pancreatic juice convert the starch into maltose. Small intestine juice, as I earlier said, they contain the enzymes which convert the disaccharides into monosaccharides. So the maltose, by the enzyme activity of maltase, converted into glucose. Sucrose is converted by a sucrase into glucose and fructose. Lactose, by the action of lactase, converts into glucose and galactose. So now you understand a complex polysaccharides which we consume as food is now converted into monosaccharides, which is the simple unit of carbohydrate. So now the carbohydrate digestion also complete. Now only proteins are present in the form of polypeptides, right? Due to the action of peptidase which presents in the intestinal juice, polypeptides are turned into amino acids. As we know, amino acids are the basic structural units of protein. So the protein digestion also complete. So as a conclusion, the end products of digestion are monosaccharides, amino acids, fatty acid and glycerols. After digestion completed, the end products of digestion should be absorbed. So What are the adaptations present in the small intestine for efficient absorption of digested food particles? There are multiple adaptations present in small intestine for efficient absorption of digested food particles. To increase the rate of absorption and make it efficient, the surface area should be increased. Also, the food retaining time inside the small intestine should be increased. Small intestine is a long tube-like structure, right? It's nearly 7 meters in length. It increases the surface area on which the food is having a contact. Presence of circular fold in the inner wall of small intestine. Also, the presence of finger-like projections called villi in the circular folds. So this villi increase the surface area on which the food is contact. So it increases the absorption of food particles. Also, it reduces the speed of the food flow through the small intestine. Okay, so it increases the absorption rate. Villi are highly vascularized. It means a lot of blood capillaries are present inside the villi. The digestive end products such as amino acids, vitamins, mineral salts, and monosaccharides, glucose, galactose, and fructose are absorbed into the blood capillaries of villi. Fatty acids and glycerol formed by digestion of lipids are absorbed into the lacteal. Finally, they enter into the blood circulatory system. So the last question is, what is the function of large intestine? The unabsorbed materials in small intestine are sent to the large intestine. Length of the large intestine is about 1.5 meter. The main function of the large intestine is to absorb the water from matter which is received from ileum. Ileum can be considered as the end part of small intestine. So due to the absorption of more water, the fecal matter is converted into semi-solid. Fecal matters are yellow in color. It's due to the bile pigment in it. Undigested food, microorganisms, epithelial cells, and mucus are present in fecal matter. This fecal matter moves into the rectum, which can be considered as a dilated part of the large intestine. From rectum, it passes out through anus, which is the exit point of digestive system. So hope you all understand the whole process of digestive system. Like, share, and subscribe to J Science Hub for more videos related to science.